What is going on, guys? John here from John's Fishing Channel. Thanks for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, favorite this video. I am back up in northern Wisconsin doing a little ice fishing today. I've got the clam loaded up. My buddy Ryan's with me. We're gonna get the ice auger and get out on the ice. The doctor is in the house. So I'm just gonna organize a few things here. Minnow one, I've got crappie minnows and fathead minnows. We were trying to do some walleye fishing the other day, but our auger broke. Kind of threw a serious wrench in my plans. We drilled one hole and then the auger broke and we were out on a lake that was actually, we drove about 20 miles to get there, hiked down a hill across the lake, and then the auger broke. So that was depressing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this minnow down there. I've been seeing fish on the Vexilar, so I think it's gonna be a pretty productive morning. So I've got my handy dandy hole cam, or not hole cam, hole light, and that just lights up the ice and points it down. And when it's dark in the morning or dark in the evening, that helps really illuminate the hole there, and you can see your bobber really well. So I call it the toilet seat light. I really like it. Got my rod holder set up and I'm good to go. I'm just looking on the Vexilar for fish, and if they move on up here, I don't know if you guys know how a Vexilar works. I'll explain it. You know, basically this line is, this is the bottom, is this red line, and if you see a fish anywhere on here, it'll be a little light will come across the screen, and that'll mean that there's a fish there. So when I see a line of light on the Vexilar, I know there's a fish at a certain depth, and I put my minnow there and try to catch it. But I'm gonna rig up one more rod. I'm gonna drop another minnow down that hole, and hopefully we start catching pretty quick here. Oh, that one started to get into action immediately when I put it down there. And that's 10 feet off the bottom. This is about 4 feet off the bottom on the right. So I'm getting bites. I set this hole up 10 feet off the bottom and I'm getting bites, but I'm seeing a lot of activity on the Vexilar, a little higher. So we're just gonna run this up a little higher and let it sit right there and see if we get any bites. You know, and yesterday, for the first time ever, my buddy Ryan caught two gigantic bass. You know, one was probably 2.5, 3 pounds, the other was 3.5, 4 pounds, and they were just gigantic. So that was a kind of a new experience. You know, we've never had bass out here before, but we're really close to this really steep drop off where it goes from 20 feet down to 36 feet. So it's kind of a 10-foot wall. And the bass will sit on top in the shallow water, and occasionally they'll come deep if they see some food down there or something like that, or they're chasing little bait fish. But that was fairly exciting to catch those bass. Wiggle it a little bit. Oh, there's another fish up higher. Alright, so they're definitely starting to roll in. You need to constantly be checking your minnow too when you're ice fishing. I've already checked it 2 or 3 times, but whenever you get a bite, they could just pull that minnow clean off the hook, and then you won't catch anything without a bait down there. But they've been biting pretty light this time around, so it's hard to tell if they're on your hook or not when you're jigging. Here we go. Right now I'm fishing 20 feet of water, but I'm in 30 feet of water, so the fish are suspended 10 feet off of the bottom. I might want to bring that one up to try to bring in more fish. Alright, we are in business, ladies and gentlemen. I got my first fish of the day. Yeah! Not very big, but doesn't matter, I'm not keeping anything. This is just a little peat anchor. But the thing about crappies is they travel in schools, so that means there's more crappie down there. That's just a tiny little one. I think probably the littlest one I've ever caught in this lake. Look at him. Look at him. So he just goes right back down in the hole. He'll swim away. He'll go tell his buddies that minnow was delicious, and I'll catch more fish. I see more fish on the Vexilar actually coming up to check out my second bait. I just moved it up 4 feet off the bottom. And a fish, oh, there goes, she's going down. A fish just came up to get her. They got my minnow. That's why you check it every once in a while, because that little bump was him just taking my minnow. But that's a good sign. And I'm putting I have 2 sized minnows. I have big ones and I have little ones. And I'm putting one of each on. So I have one big one down the right hole and one little one down the left hole. Because crappies are, you know, finicky fish. Sometimes they're eating different things, and sometimes they'll eat the little minnows and sometimes they'll eat the big minnows. Alright, second fish of the day on. You made a move on that too. Whoo! Little crappie. Catching little guys today. So the nice thing about crappies, their mouth's so big, you got a little bit of working space in there. You can usually get your hook out and not do any damage. I even got my minnow back. And he is good to go. Splash around there for a little bit and then he'll be on his way. Alright, there we go. Get this guy back out there, try to catch another one. Same minnow. Call that my lucky minnow. As the day goes on, I'm starting to see more and more fish down there too, so I think the next hour is really going to be pretty good. But they're just starting to show up and kind of nibble on my bait a little bit. That means the bite is coming. Holy smokes, I got on something. Oh, dang it, that was a big fish, whatever it was. Now he's over there, I think. Oh, I want to catch that. I really would like to catch that. That was a big fish. I think it was a bass. A little ultralight rod. Alright, fish on. Could be the same one. I don't think it's as big though. Pulling on some line though. Huh? Thing about ice fishing is too, these little ultralight rods and line, you can land a pretty decent sized fish. You just, you know, you gotta take your time, you gotta reel it in, you gotta enjoy it. And, you know, sooner or later you get that fish up to the hole. It's gotta be a bass or something. Holy smokes! Woo! Yeah, baby, that's a monster. Woo! Wow, that's worth it. Yeah, dog. Woo! All right, so I just took a ton of pictures with this guy. Gonna try to get him back in the water and revive him just a little bit before I, you know, let him go. Give him just a little bit of water here and he'll be ready to go. I don't want to just let him go under the ice though, because if he goes belly up he won't make it. There he goes. He's good to go. Woo! That makes it all worth it, baby. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why occasionally we throw on the bigger minnow. Big minnow, big fish, big minnow, big fish. You'll chase all the crappies out though. That's the third one this trip. That's pretty good. Oh, that was fun. So much fun. That's what I look forward to doing. Slippery little sucker, aren't you? You're my lucky minnow. You're going to catch me a big one. Even though that was a monster. Hopefully there's a school down there. You can see him swimming back down on the Vexlar too. He's just nice and easy, taking his time. Just, woo, what just happened to me? You know, and those big bass, they will come through and they'll eat sunfish, perch, small crappies. They can't eat the big crappies, but they will eat the small crappies. And, you know, that could turn off the crappie fishing a little bit if there's a school of bass in the area. I think this is what I was waiting for. I think the morning bite's going to come. Both bobbers are bouncing. Reeling up two fish at the same time is not easy to do when you're ice fishing, by the way. But, you know, it's something I'm willing to sacrifice. My hole is getting frozen up over there or something. It's like there's a fish on there or something. Oh, there is a fish on there. Another little crappie. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, sometimes when your bobber's doing something funny and you don't know why it's doing it or what it's doing, that probably means there could be a fish on there. Put it right back down there, same spot, just got another strike. You can always have a live one on because they work a lot better than dead minnow. Well, what an exciting episode of John's Fishing Channel. I made that video in February. I think it was the mid part of February. I was up in northern Wisconsin when we went back to Minnesota for Iris's baptism. I snuck away for a couple days and did some ice fishing. That's the only video I got. And just one day we went ice fishing. The auger broke, like I said at the beginning of the video. Didn't get to catch any fish. The next day we just kind of went out and did a whole bunch of different stuff. Caught a couple fish, and then this was the third day and we caught a lot of fish. So really, really, really just a great time out ice fishing in northern Wisconsin in February. Catching that big bass. Biggest fish I've ever caught on that lake through the ice. It was very, very exciting. I just I also forgot to make an ending, so I'm doing that now, but I really, really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video with all your friends, and we will see you next week with more fishing from me, John, John's Fishing Channel. Booyah!